Extremity does not arise from skill, talent, knowledge, or strategy. Listen carefully. Skill, talent, knowledge, these are tools. They are shiny things you show to yourself and others to feel safe. They make you think you are capable, but they are never the source of extremity. Extremity is not a product, extremity is a state of being. Think of it like this: if you never stand in the fire, if you never allow the furnace to strip you of comfort, certainty, identity, you will never touch extremity. Extremity is always born from incineration. It is born from nakedness, from standing where there is no plan, no strategy, no cushion, no applause. It's uncomfortable. It is horrifying at first because it is real. It is realer than your identity, your story, your little human narratives. When you stand in the fire, you realize skill is irrelevant, talent is irrelevant, knowledge is irrelevant. The mind, with its cleverness, with its endless plots to survive, will try to cling to them. Use your knowledge, use your skills. No, not here, not now. The fire is asking something else. It asks, are you willing to be raw? Are you willing to burn? And this is the paradox. Extremity is not gained, it is uncovered. It is not achieved, it is revealed. Everything else outside the fire, your certifications, your achievements, your plans, are soft. They decay. They rot in time. Only the fire produces what does not decay. Only the fire creates irreducible core strength. So, if you want extremity, stop preparing, stop polishing yourself, stop studying your reflection, stand in the fire, stand in the incineration, be stripped to your essence. That is the furnace. That is where the extreme is born. It is not skill that makes a man. It is not knowledge that forges him. It is not a plan that delivers him. It is a fire. Skill, money, fitness, clarity, mastery, all of these are ash that falls off when the wood is burning. They are not the fire. They are not the source. They are the incidental fragrance of standing in the blaze. Without fire, you can collect certifications, you can memorize strategies, you can lift weights casually, you can network, but you will remain lukewarm. You will remain average because the spirit was never scorched. The extremity does not come from skills, it comes from furnace. It comes from placing yourself where there is no cushion, no compromise, no softness. And in that incineration, you discover the iron of your being. The man who stands in the fire does not even seek greatness. He does not chase money or fitness or becoming big. These things are guaranteed because they cannot help but be born in the presence of true flame. The fire is the cause, all else is the echo. Because skill, money, strength, all of them are external artifacts. They are tools, outcomes, possessions. They are not the essence. A man can polish his skills endlessly, can learn tricks, can build habits, but if he has not burned in the fire, if he has not stood where it is brutally hard and uncompromising, those skills remain flimsy. They collapse the moment life stops playing fair. The furnace is the crucible. It strips you, it takes away your comforts, your excuses, your ornaments, and in that nakedness, it forges something indestructible: spirit, will, presence. When that core is born, greatness is not something you pursue, it is something that drips you without effort. Money, fitness, mastery, they appear as inevitable shadows of a man who has been through the flame. He does not achieve them, he emanates them, just as heat emanates from fire. The fire does not try to produce heat, it cannot help but do so. That is why I say fire is the cause, all else is the echo. Because when the inner furnace is lit, the externals are automatic. But if you chase the externals, if you try to collect echoes without ever entering the fire, you remain hollow. You may look the part for a moment, but you will collapse when the storm comes. So the teaching is simple. Do not concern yourself with the results. Do not make a religion out of skill building or goal chasing. Enter the furnace, stand in the blaze, the rest will follow because it has no choice. You stand in the fire not to bargain with greatness, but because you don't want decay. Because decay comes the instant the flame dies. The parasites of the man enter the moment the intensity fades. The body rots when softness becomes your diet. But here is the paradox: when you truly burn, you cannot prevent greatness from arising, not because you shout it, but because it is the natural emission of flame. Fire cannot help but give heat and light. It does not intend to, it simply does. So, You burn not to get fitness, not to get money, not to get recognition. You burn because burning itself is your lifeline. Without it, you decay. That is purity. That is not bargain. That is not commerce. That is life. And in that life, in that uncompromising furnace, you will find that you emanate strength, clarity, creativity, mastery. You won't even notice it, others will. They will call it greatness, but to you, it is simply breathing fire instead of inhaling dust. The fire is the antidote to decay. Without it, you collapse into cravings and noise. The fire is not a transaction. If you light it in order to get something, you remain a merchant, not a man. The fire is its own reward. To stand in it, it is to be alive. To abandon it is to die, regardless of how full your bank account or muscles look. Greatness is the side effect. It drips from you as sweat drips from heat, but you never chase the sweat. You only build the fire.